I want to discuss about the most significant brief squeeze ever recorded in this video, as well as how we are witnessing enormous squeezes a lot more regularly than we used to. The next step is for me to explain why this is the case and what it means for AMC in particular. Stay tuned and let's get some money together, shall we? In light of this, let's get right down to the meat of the matter today. Now let's begin by discussing the most impressive short squeeze that has ever been documented, which took place on DGAZF. As a result, DGAZF short squeeze was a significant financial event that took place in August of 2020. During this time, the price of the delisted Credit Suisse exchange-traded note surged from around $400 to $25,000 per share in a matter of days. The ETN was a 3 times inverse natural gas ETN, which is comparable to an exchange-traded fund ETF, but it is one of those single-stock ETFs, which is something that I have discussed on the channel on several occasions in the past. First things first, gentlemen. Before I go any further with the DGAZF short squeeze that had a devastating effect on several short sellers, I want to share with you something that is really significant regarding Unifu. The company that is sponsoring today's film is Unifuels, which is traded on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol UFG. It is a global provider of marine fuel solutions that is expanding at a rapid rate. It increased its revenue to more than $100 million in the previous year. Thus, it is unquestionably something that you should bear in mind for tomorrow. For the purpose of supplying maritime vessels with a variety of marine fuels, including very low sulfur fuel oil, high sulfur fuel oil, marine gas oil, and biomarine fuel, Unifuels acts as a broker and middleman for these products. In 2025, Unifu expanded its operations across the globe by opening 3 new offices. Both the volume of transactions and the revenues have already increased significantly for the first half of this year, and it is anticipated that they will be well above $200 million for the entire year, 2025, even as recently as the previous month. They launched a new office in Cyprus, demonstrating its dedication to expansion, not just for the current year, 2025, but also for the following year, 2026. What are your thoughts, folks? On the rapid expansion of Unifuels in the year 2026, I would appreciate it if you could share your thoughts with me in the comments section below. Remember to do some research on Unifu today, which is a company that is traded on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol UFG. Because of this, the ETN was delisted and relocated to the over-the-counter market, which significantly reduced the number of shares that were accessible. Retail investors and savvy traders started purchasing that limited supply, which forced short sellers to cover their short positions at prices that were increasing in order to avoid catastrophic losses and margin calls. Not only is it fascinating to reflect on those single-share exchange-traded funds, ETFs, and determine how they have developed into a significant issue in the year 2025, but what is even more fascinating is the fact that this particular ETN was a Credit Suisse ETN again. With the benefit of hindsight, we are aware that Credit Suisse had in fact been involved in shorting a vast basket of stocks, not only as early as January 2021, but not even before that. Most certainly during the year 2020, when a significant number of these shorted equities experienced a significant decline in price. On the other hand, as I mentioned before, perhaps what is more intriguing is discussing the huge squeezes that we have witnessed in the span of just a few weeks. What comes initially is the SMX. Kristen, on the other hand, has some thoughts to share regarding SMX as well. But before we get into that, let's speak about the squeeze in particular. Consequently, on the 25th of November, just a couple of weeks ago, the price of a share of SMX was located somewhere about $550. At that point, it began to appear at a rapid rate of $20.30 per share, which is where I actually informed about it. In only a few short days, it went from $5 to $490 a share, and it continued to rise until it reached over $490 per share. So that's not just a return of 10 times, it's practically 100 times return from the very lowest price it was offered at. The culmination of that squeeze occurred between the 4th and 5th of December, which, as you will see in a moment, is very pretty significant because at that time, We also had TGL squeezing, which occurred on the 5th of December as well. After that, on the 3rd of December, we had PLRZ, and now, on the 9th of December, we have another one. AFJK, both of these episodes are in December. Let's begin by listening to what Kristen has to say, shall we? A few weeks before to that, she stated that the price of SMX was only $1 per share. Her statement was as follows. We warned the SEC on multiple occasions that SMX was being attacked. The company known as SMX has a total share float, which means that there are only 600,000 shares in circulation at any given time. On the other hand, on the 26th of November, when this squeeze was just getting started, it traded 22 million shares in a single day. Over 40 times the flow. I explicitly brought the attention a gain of 1,200% realized on SMX. In addition to that, I followed that up on TGL with another gain of 220%. Once more, TJL is an additional stock, another low floater that had a comparable share price prior to the event, which was approximately $5 or $6 per share. But it managed to squeeze all the way up to over $80 per share. Once more, a recurrence of 10 to 15 times. Again, TGL is a stock that has a float of less than 1 million shares in existence, and it was trading more than 10 million and 15 million shares in a single day. To reiterate, just before to both of those, we had PLRZ, a stock that started at approximately $3 per share and eventually reached over $20 per share. In a nutshell, a certain individual or group of individuals situated in this location are experiencing a great deal of difficulty as a result of being squeezed repeatedly. And as I mentioned earlier today, it has occurred once more on AFJK, a share. The stock went from being worth approximately $7 or $8 to being worth more than $107. Once again, another return of more than 10 times, and the shorts are in a very serious predicament. Specifically, Kristen believes that this is the reason why a number of people are warning about the warning signs in hedge funds. They are stating that the levels of crowding concentration and high beta exposure that hedge funds are taking have skyrocketed. They are also stating that hedge funds in the media encouraged heavy bets on the same handful of winners, which is all good until the music stops. An executive from JP Morgan's asset management division stated that hedge funds are now operating in the most difficult part of the market this year. He also highlighted a number of warning flags that should be taken into consideration while analyzing the hedge fund industry. The leverage has also increased, according to him. In addition to the record levels of crowding concentration and high beta exposure that are currently present, the result of this is that hedge funds are borrowing an increasing amount of money in order to take their risky bets. And when the music stops, everything is going to come crashing down around you. In addition, Kristen has stated that this is the particular reason why Michael Burr has ceased managing his hedge fund. It has been stated by Michael Burr that he believes the stock market may be in for a lot of years that are not favorable in the United States. He stated, I believe that when the market goes down, it is not like in the year 2000, when there were a bunch of stocks that were being ignored, and they will come up even if the NASDAQ crashes. He expressed his concern. Now I think the whole thing is just going to come crashing down, he concluded by saying. It'd be very hard to be in any long stocks in the United States and to still protect yourself, he concluded by saying. So that's why I decided to get out and close down the fund. It is quite clear that the market is seeing an increasing number of squeezes. There is a person who is experiencing significant difficulties and is attempting to acquire cash through any means possible in order to fulfill their margin obligations. In spite of this, Michael Burr has stated that when the music stops, it is going to have a significant impact on the audience. As a result, I would appreciate it if you could share your thoughts with me in the comments section below.